Well, welcome back, everyone. Something amazing happened that I want to share with you. Last week, we did an interview with Cheryl Hage Perez, and we started talking about vet help again. And as you know, we're really involved in trying to help this organization get the message out about our veterans. Well, lo and behold, as sometimes happens, there was this guy who was came to the meeting, and I'm looking at him and I'm thinking to myself, this guy looks like Johnny Cash, you know? So come to find out, Harold Ford is someone who performs music of Johnny Cash in a very, very unique, very interesting way. So we asked Harold to come back. Boy, that's a big intro, right, Harold? Okay, you're here. First, welcome. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Nice. Harold is going to be performing at a concert at the Saratoga Music Hall. And the concert is to raise funds for vet help. And we thought no better way to get you interested in going to this concert than to ask Harold if he'd come on and perform for us. And he graciously accepted our offer. So, you're here. I want to, first, before you perform a song that we talked about last week, get an idea of who you are. You're a musician, Harold. What made you take this path?
I took this path because it was of great interest and very satisfying to me, and I just love music, all kinds of music.
Mm-hmm. Well, you seem to have really been able to focus, you know, and we're not talking about someone who comes out and impersonators. You know, there's a bunch of these Beatle bands that come out and they wear the wig and all of a sudden you're supposed to believe it's the Beatles. And then there are artists who truly appreciate, understand, and in essence sort of channel that artist. And that's what really struck me about you. Why Johnny Cash?
I think he has a special way of using words and songs to tell the world how he feels. And I feel that message, and I understand that message, and I appreciate it, and I like to share it with everybody.
Boy, you certainly do. You know, Johnny Cash, for those of you who are too young, Johnny Cash was one of the pivotal cultural icons of the 50s. Somebody who was not afraid to be who he was, you know, didn't fall into the formula of the record business in those years. Someone who performed at prisons, you know, someone who actually carved their own path. And not always an easy path, right?
No, it wasn't.
That's right.
He pretty much did what he believed in, but in the long run, he got a lot of respect for it.
Mm-hmm. So you're involved with this concert at Saratoga Music Hall it's Saturday, February 28th. Why did you get involved with this?
I really think that people should take a good look at what the veterans have gone through. I watch the news all the time and I see everything that's going on around the world, and then I look out at our streets. They're relatively peaceful, and I think to myself, that's no accident.
That's right.
Freedom isn't free. Our veterans paid the price for our lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think everybody should take a few minutes to think about that and appreciate it.
Sure. And this particular organization, Vet Help, very interesting statistic. Cheryl mentioned it last week. She said, you know, we spend millions of dollars sending our soldiers overseas. What do we do for them when they get back? That's a pretty powerful statement if you think about it. You know, and old dogs like you and I, we remember the Vietnam War, you know, where the soldiers came back and they were treated as killers. You know, so we got a lot of work to do in this country to show the veterans the respect that they deserve. And obviously you feel that, and hence you're doing what you're doing, right?
It's a two-way street. They were out there for us, now we should be out there for them.
Great. You know, when I was talking to Harold, I asked him, I said, well, my God, you know, your repertoire of songs is pretty vast. I mean, Johnny Cash wrote a lot of music covered by a lot of artists in varying interpretations of his music. And I asked Harold, is there a song that stands out that you will be performing at this event at Saratoga Music Hall? And you mentioned the song Drive On. Why'd you mention that song?
Well, because that's part of an appreciation that a lot of veterans during that period never got, and they appreciate this song. So we really encouraged, we're really encouraged to do it. Whenever you see that much appreciation, It's a special feeling of its own. So we usually honor the veterans at every show with this song as part of the show, and I usually do it in my solo section.
With the band, the
Yeah,
Martin?
yeah. This is my band, this Martin D18 73. It's a special.
That's a beautiful guitar, by the way. I know guitars, and this is a very special guitar.
Well, it's part of me by now.
I bet it is. It's an extension of you, actually.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
You had mentioned that there was certain language in Drive On, that Johnny Cash had done research into the language that the soldiers actually spoke to each other, to inspire each other, to push them on, right?
John and June read about it, almost every book they could get their hands on for 7 or 8 years during the conflict, and it became obvious to them that the soldiers had a language of their own.
Yeah.
To give an example, if they came under heavy enemy fire and somebody was wounded, to boost their courage, they would say, "Drive on, it don't mean nothing, drive on." It's a high adrenaline type thing, and that's what this song was written for, and it's called Drive On.
Well, you know what? We could talk about it all day long, but you know what? I'd like to hear it, and I know our viewers would like to hear it. So why don't we're going to take this interview out with Harold Ford performing the Johnny Cash song, Drive On.
I got a friend named Whiskey Sam. He was my boony rad buddy for a year in Nam. He said, "I think my country got a little off track. It took him 25 years to welcome me back. But it's better than not coming back at all. Many a good man I saw fall. And even now, every time I dream, I hear the men and the monkeys in the jungle scream, 'Drive on.' It don't mean nothing, my children love me, but they don't understand. And I got a woman who knows her man. Drive on. It don't mean nothing, it don't mean nothing. Drive on." I remember one night Tex and me rappelled in on a hot LZ. We had our 16s on rock and roll, and with all that fire I was scared and cold. Well, we've been crazy and we've been wild, and I have seen the tiger smile. I spit in a bamboo viper's face, and I'd be dead, but by God's grace, drive on. It don't mean nothing, my children love me, but they don't understand. And I got a woman who knows her man. Drive on. It don't mean nothing, it don't mean nothing. Drive on. Well, I came home, but Tex did not, and I can't talk about the hit he got, but I got a little limp now when I walk, and I got a little tremolo when I talk. But I finally found out who I am. I'm a walking, talking miracle from Vietnam. Drive on. It don't mean nothing, my children love me, but they don't understand. And I got a woman who knows her man. Drive on. It don't mean nothing, it don't mean nothing. Drive on.